Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Omikron, the Nomad Soul. In this part, in the last part, we did a little bit of searching of Din's apartment. In this little instance, we will do a little bit more. I like how it just glowed. So, picture of the snow tiger. Oh shit, Sherlock. This actually mural looks like a picture of Janper or something. Statue of the Snow Tiger. Okay, so we are now about to fight our second mini boss. Please make sure you have fairly decent health at this time. We will do the Quanticola and the cookie sandwich. Okay, 183. Okay, we will also take a medikit as well. Okay, just to be on the safe side. Okay. Please make sure you adjust and do what you need to do. Wedding Den, Milia, 9, and our 7213 is written on the back of the photo. Okay, so 7213, I guess. 7213. There it goes. Okay. Din's map. Pass for security HQ and transient tape. Okay. Tell me anything to map. That right there is necessary. Examine. Okay, now let's see if the game will not. I don't know if it will allow me to. Okay, cool. It did. It did. That's odd. I must do something else first. Okay. So the game does prevent you from doing what you need to do. If you just barely grazed by the skin of your teeth, Din has a training simulator like Kale does. It's not the right time for that. Okay, so I think you might have to do it early on, much earlier. The game itself is there's fucking blood everywhere. You say you don't understand? Okay, so. The game itself is kind of it forces you to use the transcan tape on the terminal.
Alright, me and my partner Kale have been investigating a series of unexplained murders for several weeks now. But we discovered something awful. The assassins. The demons! I know it sounds crazy, but they take the souls of their victims before they rip them to shreds and kill them. Because they look like humans. They can mix in with the general population, waiting for the right moment to attack. Their leader is a policeman. Commandant Gandar himself. I think they're on our trail. I think they know we've discovered the whole story. Our only hope is to find some kind of proof of their existence so that we can alert the authorities. Tonight, Kale and I are going out to bring back that proof. If something happens to us, Agent Tarek 511 is aware of our situation. Okay. He'll testify in our favor. May the Supreme Being have pity on our souls.
Alright. You press enter, the fight will start.
And the fallen angels took to flight, transformed into fierce beasts, and fell upon their prey.
Tarek.
I didn't know Den had left such a poignant message before dying. So nice of you to bring back the cassette for me. I do so hate leaving traces behind.
You killed Din.
You're smarter than you look, but maybe just a little too smart. You will be becoming an embarrassment. You even had the guts to enter Gandar's lair.
What happened?
After his death, Kale's body was sent into another dimension to trap the soul of a video game player. Your soul. One of my brothers was supposed to collect it as soon as it returned to Omikron, but you escaped. Now the time has come to correct that little error. A game? Do I look like a game? Everything you see around you is real. Your computer is just a gateway to our world. Your body is still in your world, but your soul has been here ever since you agreed to occupy Kale's body. You think you're safe behind your computer screen? You better think again. I will take your soul. You will die and be damned for all eternity.
I like how he just gives you a somersault. Now Tarek is a little bit stronger than Tellus though. That was the first. I never did that one before. Alright. I got 5 magic rings out of that. Sometimes when you defeat a demon, you will get special rewards. So now we will leave. Okay, we have everything we need now. So we now go to Security HQ. Now before I forget, if you need weapons, please buy some. There's a gun shop next to Security HQ. Please do so. Also, please make sure you transfer everything you do not need to the multi-plan, with the exception of, well, no, I take that back. You don't have to transfer everything to the multi-plan yet. What I will tell you is to do so anyway. And we will go to the gun shop first. Please make sure that you go to the gun shop right away. And I highly recommend it. If you haven't picked up an activated radar, please do so. It will make things a lot easier in the game. So everything except medikits, so we don't need this, we don't need this, don't need that, don't need that, don't need that, okay.
There's Cloak's spear! The very first swig will wake you up. Its inimitable taste will quench your thirst and flood your brain with bubbles of happiness. So don't forget, Cloak's beer, the one beer to have when you're having more than one.
We're gonna pick up the double waiver, octagon, and double waiver. Okay. And we have the deca gun already. Pick up the octagon. And double waiver is basically.
Have a nice.
And medikits are important to have as well, so we'll get that right away. We'll use that.
There's Cloak's beer! The very first swig will wake you up. Its inimitable taste will quench your thirst and flood your brain.
Okay, so we have everything we need. That was weird as fuck. So we have everything we need right now. We can now enter Security HQ. I couldn't tell what I was hearing. The reason you hear me pausing, actually, by the way, is I'm currently uploading and I'm looking at I've got 2 screens going. I've got 3 screens right now, 2 computers. I'm uploading on another system, but I'm looking forward at my game. Something just went deep shit on me. We now go into maintenance workshop / ventilator room. We need to go to the ventilator room. That's the maintenance workshop. I do that every fucking time too. Okay. This leads to the ventilator room. And what we will do is we will go in here. This panel controls access to the door. We use the pass for security HQ there. Is that shuts all the fans off, which is what you want. It shuts off the ventilation, by the way. That opens the door. It shuts off the main fan, but it doesn't shut off all the small fans. The small fans still circulate. Now, Kale is going to go into the water here. So this is your first swimming test. Let's see. Which one is... It's control. Okay, control is swim. Okay, so this gets you your first swimming test. The bar at the top is your air. As you can see, it slowly depletes. So you will need to swim in this game. It's very important and it's vital you master the skill. So let's see. And as much as you may not wish to swim, you must be able to swim in this game. There's a couple of major parts where swimming is a vital part. Okay. It gives you an electric cable. This is the reason you had to get in here anyway. So now we go this way. Because that leads you to, I think that door is a one-way only door. And we have to use the electric cable because there's a fuse panel here. Electric panel. We're going to short circuit that. We will use it here. See what happens when I cross connect these power controls. Okay. You short circuit it basically is what happens. And it leads all the fans shut off. Plus you can now access the terminal. Now, Din's map really is a good thing to have. If you don't actually, I don't think you have access to the thing here, so there is no multi-plan apparently, which is freaking stupid. You would think there would be, but there's not a multi-plan here. There's one in the maintenance workshop, so you don't have to go too far to access multi-plan. So we'll do that and examine Din's map so we know what direction to go. Let's see. It's one of the maintenance workshops. See the magic rings. What the fuck is that thing? Maybe there's one in the office. I would have sworn there was a multiplayer in here somewhere. I don't like cruising around like this trying to find a damn multiplan, but in this instance I feel like it's necessary because I forgot which one it is. Hell, I can't tell you the number of times I forget shit. I don't think there's a multiplan up here. There shouldn't be, but then again, just because it says it, just because you say something shouldn't be somewhere. Okay, I'm not seeing a multiplan here. Maybe I'm blind and I'm an idiot. A lot of times when you're playing games, and this, I think this is true for all LPers, and LP being Let's Players, when you're commenting and you're not paying attention to the game, you will miss stuff. So the viewer themselves will probably see things that the player will not. So, or that the LPer will not do. So it's always a good idea to check. Okay, and I believe I may have to go to a different level. Okay, so we go to level. Okay, there should be a multi-plan in the detention cells. I know there's a multi-plane here. Or is there no multiplanet? No freaking multiplanet surveillance in the archives. So I know there's a multiplanet detention cells because I used it earlier. Oh, don't look in that direction. There's no multiplanet detention cells. What the hell? Going to Kale's office. I know there's a multiplane here. So it's the one to the right. Okay, that's the one I was looking for. And you can examine things without having to worry about that. So we now go to the ventilator room. That's a first. So we now enter the ventilator room. It's actually surprisingly clean in here, and you'll understand why. So I forgot I had to jump. Actually, you move faster in the water. I think you actually do move faster in the water than if you were space, right? It's enter. Space is jump, but it's also cancel. Enter lets you climb. It's like sometimes these controls are ass backwards. So. Ventilator shaft or ventilation shaft. I don't have that on me. Oh shit. Oh. So I got the deck again ammunition. I'm actually surprised the game is actually smart enough to know that you don't have what you need. You're missing something. So a lot of, and I just hurt myself like a freaking douche. So that was my mistake. I forgot about that. I don't even think you can use a gun in this part, but you have to have the activated radar. It is extremely vital that you do. And what I will also do is I will cut here until I have the power rod. And I will, this way, actually once I'll get to the land, I'll cut here. I will also adjust the settings using Nomad Patcher that I showed you guys in 3.5. I will save in Kale's office, and I will do that. So when I come back, I will have saved, got the power rod, and I will be in Kale's office. So we're going to do that real quick, and I will also cut the game here. Sorry about the delay, guys. Had to do a little bit of editing. Okay, for some reason, I did forget that you don't really need the, did I not pick the damn thing up? Are you fucking kidding me? Where's the power rod at? Obviously, I was fucking drunk and didn't pick it up. By the way, the supermarket is literally right next to it, so it's like, the fuck? I like how they said bar, zone 42, supermarket, zone 9. It's like, dude, the city is the size of freaking, you can pretty much walk the city really in about 2 hours, in about a couple of hours. And if you run, it doesn't take that long to run. So we're gonna have to walk, we're gonna have to run to the sorcery place, which actually almost looks like a freaking pentagram. Let's see if I can go back here. How I can forget a power run like that is just amazing. I don't know how I did that. While we're at it, we're going to stop at the drugstore. And before I forget to mention this, the power rod, the sorcery locations are the only places you can get reincarnation spells. And I believe there's one. And also, if you need to get anything from Kale's apartment, do so now if you forgot anything at all.
Yes, can I help you?
The energizing drink with radioactive quanta extract. Quanta a drink for today's
Goodbye.
Okay.
Be cool.
We have everything we need.
Quanta Cola.
I bought the medikits because I don't need weapons in my inventory at the moment. You will use the weapons later on in the game. But first, we're going to defeat the boss of the game. We'll defeat the first boss, and there's actually 2 bosses per level. There's, I think, 1 boss per level, if I'm not mistaken. There's the first level, which is Anekba. The second level, which is Janper, and the third level, which is Lahore. I've never gotten to the third level boss, if there is one. I fell into the fucking water again like a freaking douche. So there are multiple levels of there are multiple bosses. I'm not going to give away those people, but I will also say this as well. The bosses are people that you have met. I will say that, but I'm not entirely certain that you've met and you've been close to. There it goes, I made it. I will tell you that much. At least some of the mini bosses and or bosses of each level. Okay, we have a power rod. This is the end of the first batch. It will load the second batch now. And I believe you are stuck here. Okay, you are stuck. So, obviously ventilation doesn't go through. There's cobwebs everywhere. This leads to Commandant Gandar's office. Actually, that's not true. Actually, it's clean ventilation here for some reason. That actually shows you Commandant Gandar. That's not Commandant Gandar's office. Is that Din's office? I don't know. It might be Din's office. Then again, that's another office. Okay. And I think you're locked. You are locked. Okay. This is the safe point. Use it. It's not required, but it's highly recommended. Yeah, helps if I'm using the right mouse. I have no idea who's. I have 2 mice next to me. And I forgot the controls are not WSAD. I have no idea whose office that is. It doesn't say. I have no idea whose office that is. It doesn't say. So, also, we are now going to drop down. This is Commandant Gandar's office. If you need to transfer anything at all to the multiplan, do so now. This is your only chance to do that. This is it, Commandant Gandar's office.
Save your soul. Save your soul.
The final mini boss of the game is here. Okay. And you get some stuff out of it. Dodge potion. My sneak is full life potion. 5 magic rings. You should be able to go to the multi-plan, just transfer a couple things over. Just make sure you pick those up. So, if we're not, I don't think we need the dodge potion or the life potion. I think those are maxed out, which they are. So we will go and just transfer the 2 medikits that we transferred over. It is very important that you keep those on you. You will now also learn about the checkpoint system as well. So, switching Jan per pass, you will need that pass, and you must have that pass. So in order to get that, we will have to pick that pass up. Jennifer pass, Janper, I say Janper. We now go back into the multi-plan, transfer that over because oh shit, wrong way. Okay. Leave the Janper pass in the multi-plan. We can access the multi-plan later on. There's a switch hidden in the drawer. Okay. This door leads back to the security center, but I keep my distance these days. I prefer to avoid mecha guards. No idea what it's doing it. I'm gonna pause here and see exactly what's going on. Okay. Okay. Everything is I'm seeing says to click it by pressing enter. But for some reason, I think I glitched it. Well, then press the damn switch. Damn it. There it goes. I don't know how the hell I did that, but I managed to do it. Okay. I guess it should say you need something. Okay, so this is paper. 4th of the 2nd, 3rd of the 5th, last of the 1st. So 4th of the 2nd would be 4th of the 2nd. Okay, I may have to write this down. So give me a minute. Some games you do have to write stuff down. It's just a natural fact. So we're gonna do this real quick. So this is paper. Actually, you can always do it from memory. 4, 2, 3rd, 5th, last, 1st, 2nd last, of last. Okay. Now, assuming this is XY, so 4th of the 2nd. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4th of the 2nd, 3rd of the 5th, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last of the 1st. 2nd last of the last, which is this. Okay, let's try it again. So 4th of the 2nd, 4th of the 2nd, 3rd of the 5th. So 3 is the X. 2, 3, 4, 5. Last is the X. 1st, 2nd last. Is this one? The last. Okay, there it goes. Okay. And it just teleports you either way. So even if you don't have the medikits, it just does that by default. Okay.
So, here you are, Nomad Soul. The one who holds the fate of Omikron in his hands. You are courting great peril, Nomad Soul. I hope you can save this universe from the hell of chaos. Accept this modest gift. 3 interlinking rings. The first 2 will save your life. The 3rd will bring you back here.
It is the checkpoint system. And this is the first time the checkpoints actually come, you learn about it. As you can see, the checkpoints are a different color. They are white with red. So, I don't have the activated radar, unfortunately. But it tells you how many rings you have. One thing I've found is that it's easier to kill all the make sure you kill all the things first. Okay, you can't kill this asshole. Soul Resurrection, one magical ring used. So that's what that does. Okay, apparently I fucked up. This is Commander Gandar.
Welcome to my lair! I've been waiting for this moment to arrive.
that belongs to me, and I'd like to get it back.
I killed him. I didn't even notice. And when he dies, basically you run to the this tunnel that just opened up. And the door shuts behind you. It's like, the fuck? And you get goodies. Mana potion plus 50, 5 magic rings, and 100 setex. So, oops, there's something else. You also get 500 setex. Okay, so there's nothing left. And there's a small pool of water. Okay. It does lead to a tunnel. You automatically swim out, and you automatically get out. Jenna is there.
Congratulations, I'm impressed. To tell you the truth, I didn't think you'd succeed.
Thanks, I often have that effect.
Okay, there's no time to lose. Your adventures will draw every cop in town. The pass you found in Gandar's office will give you direct access to Jaunpur. There, a big guy named Yab will be waiting for you at the temple. He will lead you to someone who wants to talk to you. Be careful. The militia may already be on your tracks.
Okay. From here on out, the objects are no longer of any use to me. I might as well these objects are no longer of any use to me. I might as well get rid of them. Okay. From here on out, the game does get a little bit more tricky after we defeated Commander Gandar. I will now leave the game here. And that will be Omikron the Nomad Soul Part 10. Please stay tuned for Part 11. We will access Jaunpur. And we will learn about Soul Resurrection. Unfortunately, you'll see that. And you will also see how the districts are different. So please stay tuned for Omikron the Nomad Soul. This is Hot Solar Gaming saying bye-bye.